Okay, and we are live. Oh my gosh, Facebook just changed on us on the dime. Let me just make sure that this is set up correctly. So, if everyone is out there or anyone's out there, I would appreciate a couple of thumbs up that you can actually see me. Okay, we've got a few people watching. Holy cow, this was so crazy. So Facebook just changed the algorithm of how you go live. And I've been working like it wasn't going live. So then I had to choose go by story. So I am hoping that I don't get cut off, because usually when you go live with your story, it gets cut off right away. So you only have so many seconds. So I'm hoping that this is all gonna go fine. So welcome, you are on the Come Cook With Me show. My name is Laura Hall, and if you're joining us for the first time, one of the things that we love to do in this community is to say hello, who we are, where we're from. It's just it's a great way that every week as we come to you and just get a sense of community with everybody. So if you are doing that, saying hello, who you are, where you're from, I would so appreciate that. And so when you do, you get it entered into a drawing. And every week we give a drawing away different things. So if you were watching last week, you saw that we gave an Instapot away. Yes, we gave an Instapot away. So, but this week we're actually giving a 30-day system away. And I'll talk about that in just a minute. But if you just say hello, who you are, where you're from, you get entered to win our Dano spices. So what we have is there's a gentleman who's on our team. His name is Dan Oliver. And he has created these Dano spices. They are phenomenal. They are wonderful. I cook with them all the time. They're just so special, so wonderful. So if you just say hello, who you are, where you're from, you get entered to win these. And so what we do is we put you in a random generator, and I lost my stickies because I had to turn all the Wi-Fi's off in the house just to make sure I had enough juice coming. I don't know, it was so crazy. So, okay, the person who won the spices, now this is the second time she's won, so I'm so happy for her, but it's Maria, and she won something different, not the spices. Maria and Tavero. So Maria, you won the spices, congratulations. Just saying hello, who you are, where you're from. And actually last week, Maria, gosh, she posted it in about 4 or 5 different places, Maria, so thank you so much for that. So, excuse me, we are making a vegetarian chili today. So I figure it's a great meal to make as our last week of Lent. Now I know next week you're still practicing Lent, but I'm planning an Easter meal so that people can get planned ahead for Easter. So that's what's coming for next week. So this is really technically the last week that we'll be cooking for Lent. So, and those of you who love to not choose vegan, you choose not vegetarian, I'll show you a tip and a technique at the end of the show of how you can actually do a little bit of meat. Because in my family, my husband's not into vegetarian and he's not a vegan, so he's gonna want to have some meat. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do for him for this dinner, and actually for anybody who's coming over to have dinner with us. So you want to get started. If you're new to the show, let me just share with you what we do is we do this recipe in both an Instapot as well as a slow cooker crock pot. Mine is an all-clad, so it's not a crock pot, it's just a slow cooker, and it has been cooking now. It was on the 8-hour setting, so it's been on for 5 hours, and if I lift this lid, you could just smell this amazing, it just smells incredible. It's just been, it's making my mouth water, and it's very spicy, so today is very spicy. If you don't like a lot of spice, what I'm going to say is just turn down the spice a little bit. You don't have to do all of the spices that I do, but I just think that all of the flavors, when they mesh together, it's just beautiful. So the slow cooker and the Instapot. So this recipe, to be the best flavor that it can be, really should be low and slow 8 hours, okay? And just because you want all of the emulsification if you're doing it in the slow cooker. The nice thing about the Instapot is that it takes, I'm going to program this for 5 minutes. So building up steam, cooking, you can actually cook it for 3 minutes, but I'm going to do 5 minutes because I want it to get a little bit I just wanted to try to make sure it's just the right consistency. So we're going to go ahead and start cooking. I bet you're like, okay, finally. All right, let's get started. You're going to start off by putting on saute. And I did this, everything I do here is what I did for the slow cooker, just so that everything is equal. And so that's getting started. And I'm going to add my avocado oil. I'm using avocado oil. I had somebody who watched last week said, you know, you don't use enough avocado oil. It has a higher cook rate where it doesn't burn. And this is just the one that I actually have. So it's a great one to use. I'm going to make sure you coat the bottom of your pan. Perfect. And that's heating up. So as I was talking to everybody, if you say hello, who you are, where you're from, you get entered to win the spices. But if you actually share this video to your wall, you get entered to win the grand prize. And every week it's a little different. What we try to do once a month, we do an Instapot. So we have already done that for the month of March. So this week, we're actually doing the 30-day system. It's our anniversary, our company's anniversary for our health and wellness. So we have a performance line if you're into sports and you want to improve your athletic performance. We have a weight loss, if you're looking for weight loss, melt some inches. Maybe it's energy. Maybe you're a tired mommy or a tired daddy and you just need some energy, or you're in the healthcare field. I find a lot of my nurses are in the healthcare field.
You're sideways.
I'm sideways. Dad says I'm sideways. Okay. All right, so let's fix that. All right, let's, Brett. Okay. Your video is sideways. Thank you. Okay, let's fix it. Let's just go ahead. We'll go right side up. Hang on, people. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you. Okay, now let me flip my wand. Okay, no, hang on, I gotta flip my wand. Sorry, people, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. All right. Thanks, Brad. I so appreciate it. Somebody must have tuned in, sent him a message, and now I know I'm upside down, so hang on. Okay, there we go. All right, so am I sideways now? No, I am. Okay, darn it. So we're gonna have to do this. Brad, will you do me a favor and just hold the camera? This is crazy. I've never had this happen. Everything has gone haywire on this video. So I've got that starting to cook. Are you still here, Brad? All right, let's see. Let's do it up this way. I'll host it this way. When in doubt, I will go get the other. Wait, okay. No, it's not gonna work. Okay. Hey, I know I'm good now, right? But I can't hold the phone and cook at the same time. So I'm gonna go get my other tripod because this one will make me way too high and no one will see. You just won't see anything. Let's just see if I can do it this way. Okay, hang on. We got it. We're getting it. Okay. Okay, thanks, Sandra. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. All right, luckily I have my heels on, or I can get them on. They're right here. All right, here we go. We're not wide angle. We're just gonna be horizontal. I think it's time to get a different camera. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, so we're good. I mean, you've got a good angle. Everything is good. It's all good now. Let me just get it squared up a little bit. Thank you so much. And all of you who are making comments, just so you know, I'm pretty blind. And when the camera is so far away, it's just hard to see. So I apologize. I so apologize. And then I'm going to turn the camera just a little bit this way because we're getting so much of a glare from the outside. So we'll just turn it slightly. There we go. All right. Okay, so this is definitely hot now. And I'm going to get the Instapot a little bit closer so that you can all see. There we go. Woo, it's going to fry up. So what you want to do is grab the onion. I'm going to grab my onion and my garlic and my peppers. I'm going to go ahead and do the garlic. So let me put the onion in. Woo! All right, perfect. Thanks everyone for your patience. I so appreciate it. Thanks, Sandra. All right, so we've got some chopped up onion. And what I did is I roasted some garlic. And it, you know, the recipe says 6 to 8 cloves, but there's more than that in here because we love garlic. So we're gonna pop that in. And I love to use roasted garlic. I love roasted garlic because, well, it just takes the bite out of the garlic and it gives it such a wonderful flavor. So mix that around. And what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've got a yellow, green, and red pepper that has been chopped. So we're going to go ahead and add those in. Peppers are so pretty. Just keep going there. We'll stir that around. It's already starting to smell so yummy. Hi Kelly, now that I have the camera that's a little closer and I have my glasses on, I can actually see some of your comments. So just keep saying hi, who you are, where you're from. I so appreciate everybody joining in. And I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties. Facebook has done some really fascinating things just today. All right, so the other thing I have here that I'm going to go ahead and mix in while these are sauteing is when I roasted that garlic, I took some poblano pepper and I roasted the poblanos as well, and I wish you could smell that. That is just, roasted poblano is just such an amazing vegetable, and it's just so yummy, so yummy. Okay. So I know it was one of the cool Joes that sent Brad a text, or maybe it was Dawn. Dawn, was it you that sent Brad a text? Somebody sent Brad a text and said, I'm sideways, so I couldn't see the comments, so thanks so much. I so appreciated that. Okay, the other thing I have here is a habanero pepper and a jalapeno pepper, and I've diced that up, so I'm going to add that in as well. So if you're just tuning in, we're in the saute function. We're sauteing the vegetables and the garlic, just the peppers, the onions, and the garlic together. We're going to saute them down a little bit. So while they're sauteing, I always love to add the spices that I'm going to use for the chili. So we're going to go ahead and get those. And again, if you're just tuning in, you might have missed the fact that this is a very spicy dish. You don't have to have it as spicy as I make it. It's really, you're not going to hurt my feelings. But it is a really wonderful, when you mix all these spices together, it is really incredible. So, hang on people, we're going to have a few spices that I'm going to share with you. The first one is going to be a smoked paprika. And let's talk a little bit about our spices. One of the things that I absolutely love, okay, now I didn't do my wand, so these are backwards. And I'm not going to do the wand. We've already had enough technical difficulty. But I use the McCormick, but what I use, it doesn't really matter which spice you use. What I'm looking for is organic. We want to have as many organic as we possibly can. And we also want to have no GMOs. So if you take a look, this says organic, and then there's always a certification non-GMO. And GMOs are just genetically modified organisms or food. And we don't want to have GMOs because well, there's all kinds of research out there. And we don't want to have toxins in our body. I'm a cleanse coach, and so we're cleansing toxins out of our body. We're not adding things in. So, all right, now I have the next spice is an ancho chili. Oh gosh, that smoked paprika, amazing. I know, I say this every single time. Thanks, Dawn. I love you. You should come for dinner. All right. Somebody from the old neighborhood's coming tonight as well. So we got some ancho chili. Let's keep stirring those around so they don't get stuck and coagulated there. All right, one of my favorite spices of all times. This is a new one that I found probably, I think I've been using it maybe 5 months. It's a Japanese 7 spice, and it's just incredible. It has a host of just sweet, sour. It's really one of my faves. And I know some people are going crazy right now because I'm not measuring. Well, I have never measured ever in my life. I just look at how the flavors are kind of coming together, and I kind of rough estimate anyway. The next one is ground cumin, and we love cumin, so this is going to be a lot. I used half of the jar in this particular, and since it's a chili, we want to use a lot of cumin. So I used maybe almost the rest of that jar. Okay, perfect. Oh, that's coming together nicely. All right, the next one is a little bit of oregano. Making sure you can see it. Some oregano. One of our viewers said, Laura, keep the spaces up a little longer so they can make some notes. So I do that. And I love all the feedback, by the way. I get so many comments and things that we could do better, and so it's really, thank you so much. I really love the fact that people are able to do that. So the next one is the herbs of the Providence. And we have some organic chili powder. So if you're just joining us, what we love for people to do is say hi, hello, who you are, where you're from, and you get entered to win our Dan-O spices. That he's a gentleman who's on our team, Dan Oliver, on my health and wellness team. And then we have coarse black pepper. And then the next thing is, if you share this video on your Facebook wall, so you just hit that share button in the corner. If you share it on your Facebook wall, you can enter to win the bigger prize. And every week we have a different prize. And, you know, next week I'm not even sure what the prize will be, but you never know. Last week we did an Instapot. And then the last one that we're going to add as far as spices is the crushed red pepper. Hey, Kristen, good to see you. I will tell you, I did a little sampling of this particular one over here in the slow cooker, crock pot, right here, and it is so flavorful, so incredibly flavorful. Okay, now those are really nice and al dente, so I will show you what they look like. I'm going to hit the stop button on the saute feature. So you just hit cancel. And let me show you what it looks like inside. That pot looks so flavorful. There you go. Perfect. And then all you're going to do is add the remaining ingredients. It's so simple. This recipe is just so easy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add my liquid right now. One of my liquids. So this recipe calls for a lager. You can use, if you like some of the Czechoslovakian lagers are really good, but this is really hot and spicy, so I really like to have the Dos Equis. So I'm using the Dos Equis. And you're going to use a whole bottle. And again, you don't have to use a lager. I just really enjoy the flavors that it pulls out. Okay. I'm going to add my diced tomatoes and my tomato sauce. So let me go ahead and add them and talk about them real quick. All right, so one of the things that I get frequently, I'll get the Muir Glen, and I use Muir Glen for a reason. I'll show it to you in a minute. But this one is the fire roasted diced tomatoes, and I love that. Yeah, Dawn? Yes, it's just yummy. So it's organic, which I love. It's non-GMO, another thing that we love. But look, there's something else that's really important when you buy canned goods. And that's that symbol right there. Right here. Non-PBA. That's right there. So non-PBA. PBA is bisphenol A. And it's something that, you know, manufacturers, food manufacturers have always lined our cans with a chemical. It's a treated chemical, and it's bisphenol A. It's an endocrine disruptor. It wreaks havoc on our bodies. And you want to buy, hey Lori, great to see you. Oh, you're listening on your drive home. Will you be careful? I'm currently stopped in the parking lot. Oh, okay, cool beans. All right, so non-PBA linings. Those are so important. You do not want to have bisphenol A in your body, and you don't want to be cooking or using canned goods if you're raising a family and you're constantly having that bisphenol A in their bodies, because it's a toxin that gets into our system. So if you can find products that have no lining of bisphenol A, and it just says non-PBA, that's what you're looking for. So then I have a can of tomato sauce, same manufacturer, same non-PBA lining, organic, and no GMO. All right, and then because we are doing this particular one vegan, I'm going to be adding in vegetable broth. And this is my favorite vegetable broth. So it's Imagine, and it's organic. And we're going to add 2 8-ounce guys. If you're not going vegan or vegetarian, you can certainly use bone broth, because bone broth is my go-to guy. It's my absolute favorite. There's so many health benefits for bone broth. When I coach people for cleansing, I even encourage them to do to not do an Ice of Delight. I encourage them to do one bone broth instead. It's just so great for your gut. Okay, the next item that we're going to be adding is a sweet potato. And don't let sweet potato alarm you. This is just wonderful for the vegetarian chili. And I found, if you saw on Wednesday, I always come live at the grocery store, and I share with you what we're going to be cooking on Friday. And I show you what's in the cart. So I found these organic, petite baby sweet potatoes, and there are a wide variety of them in here. They're all different colors. So I'm going to add those. Okay. And the next thing that I'm going to add is I have an organic white corn, non-GMO, very important, especially corn. Corn is one of those really hard to find non-GMO products. But you know what? I think that our consumers are showing manufacturers that we really, we're serious about our health, and we definitely want to have non-GMO foods. Okay, now the last thing that I'm going to be adding as far as the beans. I have a wide variety of beans in here, and I'll show them all to you. But what I did is, most of you who follow me, you know that I actually love to do my own beans and do them from scratch in the Instapot. They're more flavorful, they're cheaper, but with this particular recipe and the way that I have all these different beans in here, that would take a lot of time. So you can always do that. If you follow me before, you'll see how to make beans in the Instapot, or do dry overnight soak and then cook them down. But because I wanted to save on time, and there is a wide variety of beans in here, I went ahead and used the can rub. And there's nothing wrong with using the can rub. It just, it's just sometimes a little more pricey. So let me show you what the can rub that we have here. And these are all the different flavors of beans that we have. So the first one, and let's talk about which brand I use. When I do actually use a canned product, Eden Organic is one of my favorites. And again, the reason why is that it's PBA free, they're organic, there's no salt added, which I love. I love that as well. So, and there's no sugars usually added to Eden Valley. So they're organic as well. So we have cannelli, then we have black bean, we have some Great Northern. Now they were out of the Eden Organic. So this one is West Spray Natural. I'll show that to you. That's just the other one that they had at the store. Hi, Geraldine. Hey, Charlotte. Good to see you. Okay, and then we have a red kidney. And then, oh, I actually did 2 cannolis. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to stir this up and just see what we have going on here. Oh, this is just so beautiful. Adding those beans is so pretty. It's going to be hot. It's going to be spicy. All right, now one of my favorite things in this recipe, it makes it so smoky. It's 2 tablespoons of the adobe sauce out of the chipotle. And this is the only brand that I find. It's not organic. It's the one that I really am not happy about. I cannot find this one as an organic. But I'm actually going to add not only the sauce, but I'm going to add a couple of these peppers right from the can into this incredible chili. And I like it spicy, so again, you don't have to add as many peppers as I am. But oh, it makes it so flavorful. Okay, perfect. And I actually saved some. We're not using the whole can. I got a little bit of juice on the outside. Okay, so the other thing I have cut up is some cilantro. Now I'm going to serve some fresh cilantro when I actually serve it up, but I'm going to make some cilantro, put some cilantro in here to give it that flavor as well. And the only other thing that I'm adding now is Dano spices. So let me talk about these spices. This gentleman is on our team. He's from Kentucky. They're Kentucky proud, if you can see that. But what he has done is he has designed these spices, and he's part of my health and wellness team, but he's also an entrepreneur. And so what he has done, he has created a low sodium, no sugar, gluten-free, no MSG, and no GMO spice. They're incredible, and they're very low sodium. So he has a little bit of a spicier one and more of a savory one. So I'm actually going to use a little bit of both. I love the spicy one. And I'm telling you, these spices on everything are incredible. And any of you that are tuning in, if you've won these spices before, go ahead and share with the group. And I always get somebody who says, well, how can I buy them? Well, you can get them if you live in Kentucky at a grocery store. He's at Paul's. He's actually at several stores in Kentucky. But let's say you don't live in Kentucky, which many of you don't. So you can just go onto his website. He has a website, and we always post it in the link here. Just stirring that up a little bit, making sure that the consistency is really good. Okay, it is wonderful. So you can always go on his website and get his spices. They're just phenomenal. So remember, if you say hello, who you are, where you're from, you get entered to win next week these spices. Those are mine, the ones that are winning or over there. Okay, last 2 things that are going to be added to this are liquid aminos. And I like the Coconut Liquid Aminos, this particular brand. It's Coconut Secret. You can use Worcestershire sauce. I like the aminos because it's just lower sodium. Worcestershire has a few ingredients that I'm not really a fan of, but I like the liquid aminos. It's it's wonderful. So I put those in, and then I found this incredible Chile Habanero sauce. I'm going to hold that up. I just like a little bit of extra habanero. It's really, really good. And since I only put in a fresh 1 habanero pepper, I like adding a little bit of the sauce. And just so you know, before I cut up those, that was what the jalapeno and the habanero look like. Okay, I'll just give this a quick stir and talk about how we're going to cook this. I'll show you. It's really heavy. This is loaded down. And it's at the top. It's filled to the top, so you're not adding anything else into it. It's just incredible. Well, it's not too hot. I can lift it up. And so here you go. There's your pot of chili. Vegetarian chili. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to pot this. We're going to put the lid on. You want to make sure that the venting is in the off position. So I'm going to take that off again so you can see. So here's your vent button. You want to turn it to the off so it's in the off position. Make sure that your red button is down. That's your button that tells you it's full pressure and they'll pop up. All right. Thank you. I know it was so pretty looking in the pot, wasn't it? Yeah. So what you're going to do is you're going to set your pot, and I'm not going to go ahead and do this just yet, but I'm going to set it to manual for pressure, high pressure manual. I'm going to set it for 5 minutes. I'm not doing it yet because I'm having guests for dinner tonight. So, but it's going to be 5 minutes. Let it go ahead and do a quick release after the 5 minutes are done. Do a quick release, open it up, and just make sure that it's exactly the consistency that you love. So what I'm going to recommend is, if it's too thick, have an extra vegetable broth sitting behind, and if it's not thick enough, just grab a couple of tablespoons and put some paste in it and put it on saute, and put a couple tablespoons of paste in, and you'll be set. It'll be beautiful. But so far, since this has been cooking in the crock pot, it's really super thick, and just take a look at it and see. I don't think I can lift it up, but we'll see. Let's just see what I can do. But it is really getting thick. Oh, you know what? As I'm looking at this, I forgot one major ingredient. We're going to have to open this guy up anyway, so I'll have to show it to you. Good thing I opened this guy up. Okay. So our crock pot is really, really, really cooking down. It looks beautiful. I'm going to try to show it to you. And don't forget, what we do is we always put pictures on the feed before we plate it up, before we serve it up, and when it's just coming out, when it's just perfectly done in each of the devices. So I'm going to show that to you. There we go. All right. I'll keep that lid on it. It's got about 2.5 more hours to go. And I think that's just going to be absolutely perfect. So you can have a lot of toppings. I listed a lot in the recipe that's posted in the recipe. If you're truly staying vegan, there are some veggie cheeses that you can put in. There's some veggie, kind of like a veggie sour cream. You don't have to use those, but I do love to have, since it is chili, I do love to have those vegan, let me see, I think I have them right here, if you don't mind me leaving yeah. These are wonderful. I love these. They're lactose-free. They're Go Veggie Cheesy Bites. You can find these, actually, you know where I find mine is, yeah, Sandra, thank you. Yeah, lucky guest. We have a few coming tonight, and in fact, there's so much here and it's so spicy. You know, I'm not going to be able to share. I share with a couple of people who are in need, and I'm helping them out. But I think this is going to be too spicy for some of the people. So if you're local and you want to come and have dinner, feel free to come by. But these veggies are so good, and they just make it a little bit creamy, and you're going to probably want to do that if it's a little too spicy for you. I'll take a little of the heat off. So that's it. That's just the recipe. I am so thankful for you, everyone having the patience with these technical difficulties. It was just crazy, crazy, crazy. And I'm always learning something new. Facebook is always forever changing our way in which we can communicate with everybody. So it was quite the experience today. So again, I appreciate your patience. So that's the recipe. You're going to cook the crock pot, Instapot, slow, 8 hours. This is 5 minutes in the Instapot. Remember, do the quick release. Don't forget to say hello, who you are, where you're from. And if you hit that share button and you share this to your Facebook wall, you get entered to win the grand prize of every week we do something different. So I really appreciate all of the feedback. And I think last week we had about 60 shares, maybe they were higher. And the week prior, gosh, there were so many because everybody wanted to win the Instapot. And again, I don't know, I have 2 Instapots waiting for the next 2 months, so we'll just see. We have a start of a new month after next week, right? Because April 1st is Sunday, which is Easter Sunday. So tune in again next week, and we're going to be bringing to you a couple of Easter favorites. I'm going to actually have 2 Instapots going for that particular one, and I'm really looking forward to sharing that recipe with you. And if you've missed any of the recipes that we've done in the past, all you need to go is go to YouTube, and if you type in Lifestyle by Laura J, you will find all of the recipes, all of the videos that we've ever done every Friday. We're closing in, I can't even believe this, nearly on a year with all of our favorite recipes. And some of them didn't get brought over to YouTube, but most of them did. I think most of them were hanging out there. And I'm amazed that there are several that have been viewed over and over. I don't hang out on YouTube as often as I should, but it's really great. So again, it's Lifestyle by Laura J. If you look at my Facebook cover, you'll see how it's spelled, Lifestyle by Laura J. And then that's it. All you have to do is do that, and if you hit subscribe, you'll always see any of the things that get posted there. Okay, that's the recipe. You'll see how we're actually going to plate it. We've got several ideas that are going to be going. I'm going to do some diced scallions. I've got some cilantro, some limes that are going to be squeezed in at the end, and probably some sour cream and yogurt for those people who are not vegan and not can put in what they want. And I'm going to go over there to that stove and cook up some meat. So here's what I said to you. I would share with you for those of you who are not going to be vegan and not vegetarian. What I'm going to do is take this wonderful juice from this crock pot. I'm going to cook down the beef and get it drained off, and then I'm going to put some of the juice in so that it's really flavorful, and let it sit in its juice for a little bit. And that's really the easiest way to do it. So if you have some people in your family that just want to have some beef and make it a beef chili or a chicken chili, that's all you're going to need to do. I mean, it's really simple. And this one, if you have a rotisserie chicken and you want to add that to it, it's just a beautiful way to do it. So you have options. It's a very flexible recipe, but I wanted to really truly stay vegan for everybody this time, and vegetarian, because I've had a few comments like, well, if you say it's going to be vegan, you need to make it exactly the way it should be. So that's why we did it that way this time. Okay, have a wonderful weekend, everybody. I'm thrilled. You won't be able to see it, but my son is going to be coming, and we've got some recipes that we're going to try out together, because he is using his Instapot all of the time. So I'm very thrilled that he's going to be here for a few days, and I hope that everyone has just a beautiful weekend. I'm so blessed that you continue to show up and share the love of cooking with me, and we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend, everybody.